right, time for a room tour of Universal Terra Luna. Got the full-length mirror here to check out the fit. Good luck to you all. And then we've got the bathroom over here. So this hotel is the sister hotel to Stella Nova. They're right next to each other. So you're gonna see a lot of similarities here. So you'll notice the bathroom area pretty much looks the same. There's a hair dryer over here. And then you've got, of course, your sink and a mirror that's backlit, which I really like. So even if you turn this big light off, you still get some decent light that's not quite as harsh, which I really like. And then you've got the bathroom over here. So you've got a shower, toilet, and then you've got some shampoo and conditioner that are still attached to the wall. This is the same scent, it looks like, as what's over at Stella Nova, the Cosmic Ember, as well as a bar of soap and a shower head. I believe that shower head is a little different than at Stella Nova though. You still have this little privacy curtain thing here that separates the bedroom sleeping area from the bathroom, which I really like. It kind of gives you a little bit extra privacy if people are getting ready and you're laying in bed. And then this is the room. So this hotel is themed a little more to the planets themselves, as opposed to just space in general at Stella Nova. So there'll be some more earthy kind of tones here, but it is still space themed, don't get me wrong, but that's why the colors are a little different. But the room itself is pretty much exactly the same. It's 2 queen beds. I believe I technically have a hearing impaired room that they gave me. So I'm not 100% sure what all features come with that, but I believe that it is going to be a little different. I did request and receive technically a Epic Universe view, which I'm not sure if you'll be able to see there, but the park is actually back there. And then Stella Nova is actually right there. So there's the bus that you can catch to the parks right down there outside my window. It's important to note that Terra Luna, unlike Stella Nova, does not have a direct walking path to Epic Universe. You can walk there, it's just going to be not as direct and take a little longer. So I believe that the parks and the resort right now are recommending taking the bus to get to Epic Universe, as well as City Walk and the other parks as well. I just got off a bus that came from City Walk. It's about 11:30 at night, and it took me about 10 minutes to get here from City Walk. So it was much quicker than when I stayed at Stella Nova a week or two ago, but it did take me almost 20 minutes to get to City Walk earlier. So you've got your drawers here that you can put things in if you like to unpack whenever you stay somewhere. You've got this little couch situation going on. You've got a coffee maker. You've got a mini fridge down here for you to keep things cool. Again, they're not going to keep things frozen, but they will keep things cool. Dads or anyone who likes to obsess about the temperature, here's your thermostat. And then you've got your closet in here as well with an ironing board, some hangers, some extra sheets, a safe, iron, and a luggage rack as well. Pretty spacious closet. And similar to at Stella Nova, I do like that if you have a connecting room, which I believe most rooms are connecting, the door is over here at the entrance and pretty far away from the actual sleeping area, which I like, because again, those doors are not super soundproof. But then you'll notice we still have the similar lights to over at Stella Nova. So we have 2 of these lights here on these walls for some extra light. We have the charging clock that charges your phone wirelessly, which I really like. Some charging ports here, as well as, again, the nifty little mushroom lamp for some extra lighting, as I have been affectionately calling it. And then we've got the TV, which again, looks like it's pretty similar to the newer ones over at the Stella Nova Resort. Overall, pretty impressed. Again, it's pretty much the same room as Stella Nova, just with a little different theming. Here's some more light for you. You can see you get some light over there over the window, which is nice. And then I believe that this light here next to the bed gives you a reading light that you can use when you're in bed. So yeah, pretty nice room. It's very, very, very similar to Stella Nova, just themed a little differently. The color palette's a little different. And you've got a picture of a planet here as opposed to just the cosmos in space. But overall, I'm pretty impressed and excited to stay here over the next 2 days. Also keep in mind that, like Stella Nova, the comforters on these beds is pretty thin. So if you're someone like me who likes a heavy comforter, unfortunately you're not going to get that here, but you do get some extra sheets and pillows in your closet that you can use. So I like to grab those, sometimes grab the comforter and sheets from this bed that I'm not using and put them on mine to use. So just keep in mind, if you're somebody who likes to sleep with a lot of weight on them, the comforter that comes with the bed is not the most heavy. Just had breakfast at the Omega Cafe, which is the main location for breakfast, lunch, and dinner here at Terra Luna Resort. I had the bacon, egg, and cheese bagel. I really like bagels. I usually prefer them to like an English muffin or something. So it was pretty good. Again, it was a basic breakfast. It wasn't supposed to really be anything more. I will say though, the breakfast potatoes are seasoned so well. They were perfectly crispy. So those really were the star attraction for me when it came to the meal. I also love potatoes, so it's kind of hard to mess up potatoes in my opinion, but these were very, very, very good. I will say that overall, Terra Luna, while the lobby to me is a little underwhelming compared to Stella Nova, because Stella Nova has some more artwork and like the space visuals just work really well over there, I think that the Omega Cafe and some of the other areas here at Terra Luna are nicer. And also this resort feels a little smaller, but I think it's the same size as Stella Nova. But overall, I really liked Omega Cafe. I like the way it was decorated. I kind of like the mood lighting it feels like is in there. Stella Nova was a lot of like more fluorescent lighting, and this was kind of warm, a little more ambient lighting in there. And again, it felt a little smaller, but I actually really liked the atmosphere of it a lot. So breakfast was pretty good. Can't complain. With my annual pass discount, it was about $11, so it wasn't too bad. I'm pretty filled up, and I'm ready to head over to Epic Universe for my second day there, so I can't wait. Also, here's the Epic view, in case you weren't able to see it well last night. Looks so beautiful. And then there is Stella Nova, so we really are right across the street. And here's the bus to Epic. Everybody's loading on to go to the park. And then this is the bus to City Walk and Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios, Florida. Before I left, I got the chicken sandwich, which also had a slaw on it and some pickles. I removed the pickles because I'm not honestly a huge fan, but I will say that even though I'm not normally a huge fan of slaw, this chicken sandwich was really good. It was crispy, but it wasn't too burnt or too crispy, which I think sometimes can happen when you fry chicken for sandwiches. It was really good. It was really well seasoned. And again, the fries here are perfectly crispy. They tasted so good. I thought that this meal in particular was very good, and I was glad to have it before I left. Overall, I enjoyed my stay at Terra Luna quite a bit. I think its convenience and proximity to Epic Universe is really nice. I would recommend it to anybody who wants to stay near Epic Universe, but doesn't necessarily mind the fact that there isn't a walking path to Epic Universe from here. So it's not going to be my first recommendation for people to stay at, and I wouldn't jump at the chance to stay here based on some of the other options that Universal Orlando has, because with Stella Nova, you do have that walking path to Epic, which I think is really convenient. And with Terra Luna, you have to rely on bus transportation to get everywhere on the resort. However, I will say that if the price is right and I want to go to Universal Orlando, I wouldn't hesitate to stay here. There's nothing wrong with the resort itself. I just think that having that walking path from Stella Nova is a really big benefit of that resort. But if that's not something that you really care about, if you don't plan on walking to or from Epic Universe, then staying at Terra Luna is perfectly fine. It's a great resort. The price is right. It's very nice. And yeah, I would say here again, if the price was right and I wanted to just sort of visit Epic Universe for a quick weekend trip. I'm a travel agent who specializes in theme parks, and I would love to book your next vacation with you and make sure it's the absolute best vacation that you can have. So if you're interested in going to Universal Orlando anytime soon, and even if you want to stay at Terra Luna, or if you want to visit the new Epic Universe park at Universal Orlando Resort, reach out. You can either reach out in the comments, or there's also a link below in the video description if you're interested in booking your next vacation with me. Also, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more theme park and travel content. Until next time, enjoy the views and have a great day.